Welcome back everyone to Game of the Week, a series where each week I'll be taking a niche and unpopular Roblox game and reviewing it. And if I miss a single day of uploading, the series will end. As always, the link for every game I play will be down in the description below, so if you want to go check the games out, all you gotta do is scroll down and click the first link you see in the description. But without any further dilly-dallying, this Game of the Week is... Fish.Os. Now, Fish.Os is an incremental idle game, similar to Cookie Clicker, where you click cookies and you buy upgrades and you exponentially get more cookies per click, and then you buy some things to automatically click the cookie for you and all that stuff. Except that in this game, instead of clicking a cookie, you click the sea, and every time you click the sea, you get a bunch of fish, and then you sell that fish, and then you make a profit. And you do all this in the display of your operating system called Fish.Os, as the title of the game would suggest. Now, while the premise of the game sounds pretty simple, there are actually quite a lot of things to do within it, so let me give you a little tour. For example, every time you fish up something, every time you click in the ocean and you get your fish, there's a small chance that you fish up something called a black pearl. And the black pearl is this game's version of like a secondary currency. You guys probably know how a lot of games have like a main currency, which is usually like coins and that type of stuff, and then a secondary currency, which is much harder to get, that's usually like gems or something, right? Well, this game's version of gems are black pearls. When you get enough black pearls, you can go to the shop on the left side of your screen and exchange your black pearls for a bunch of different items. These items can be anything from like temporary boosts to make you fish better for a little while, to a whole new boat which you can equip and sail in, and the boat will give you like its special unique buffs that will make your fishing life a lot easier, as well as let you flex on all the other poor people in your server. There is also a tournament button where you can see the leaderboards for whatever type of tournament is going on at the current moment in time that you're playing the game in. And if you place well in the tournaments, you can even win some rewards. After that, you have the tuna player, which is basically just a radio where you can choose whatever song you want to play in the background while you're doing your fishing and whatnot. Then you have the upgrades button, which is pretty straightforward. Every time you sell your fish and you get coins, you can go and spend those coins in the upgrades tab and, get more fish every time you click. Then you have the leaderboards, which are split into the weekly and all-time categories, where you can see who the best fisher is of either this week or all time. And there's like a bunch of different leaderboards and a bunch of different categories. Then you have the market, where you can sell your fish, but the unique thing about the market though is that it's always fluctuating, so sometimes holding on to your fish instead of immediately selling it is a pretty good plan. Like, for example, I think the lowest value that I've ever seen fishes sell for in this game is like 60 cents or something like that, and then the highest value I saw them sell for is like $1.80. And I usually sell my fish when the value of them reaches above $1.50, so that's at least I get some decent money for for all the fish that I caught. And speaking of fishing, there's actually a secondary type of fishing that you can do that is more complicated than just clicking around in the water. And that type of fishing is bobber fishing. So in the game, every so often there will be a bobber that appears around the map. And when you click it, you're taken into like a Stardew Valley fishing minigame type of thing, where you have to like wrestle with a fish a little bit, and if you win the wrestling match, then you catch the fish, and if you lose it, then you lose the fish. And the fish and artifacts that you catch through the secondary method of fishing can be used in quite a few different ways, but we'll go over those later. For now though, there's also the achievements button in the game, where you can check your achievements tab and check what kind of achievements you got or don't got. And these achievements can actually be in quite a few different categories. Like for example, there are even achievements in there that reward you for doing that secondary type of fishing that I just mentioned, where if you fish enough artifacts or enough special type of fish, then you can get a few achievements and a few rewards for doing so. After that, there's the fleet button, where you can buy a bunch of automatic fishing boats that automatically fish for you, and they all have different stats to them. Some are more focused on just like plain just getting as much fish as possible. Some are focused on not getting as much fish, but getting a lot of treasure. Some are focused on only hunting black pearls, and so on and so on. And when you start out first in the game, you will not have that many slots for your little army of boats. But as you continue prestiging, you will not only unlock more slots to fit more boats into your fleet to earn more while you're offline, but as you keep prestiging, you will also unlock more types of boats you're going to be able to put in your fleet. So, for example, at the start of the game, you only have like a choice between like maybe 7 boats that you can put in your fleet. But then as you keep prestiging, you will unlock like more and more and more and more boats in the catalog that you're going to be able to buy, and the boats are going to be more powerful and more specialized, and you're going to be able to build a bigger and better fleet over time. Then you have the recycle bin, where you can recycle duplicates of whatever artifacts or fish you caught through that secondary fishing method that I mentioned, and recycling these fish or artifacts give you small boosts for a short period of time. Then after that, you have the aquarium, where the main use of artifacts and fish come into play. Where if you played enough of those bobber minigames and you caught enough fish and artifacts, you can put them in your aquarium, and every fish and every artifact will give you a different buff, basically. And these buffs are relatively small. I mean, some of them can be pretty big. Like if you caught a really, really rare fish, it's probably going to have like a really good buff for you. But the buffs from these artifacts and fish are usually pretty small. But the reason that they're small is because you can put a bunch of different artifacts and fish into your aquarium at the same time. So if you fill out all your equipment slots in the aquarium, you will actually get a pretty big buff in the end from all your fish and all your artifacts. Then after that, you have e-baits, where you can take your fish and your artifacts and sell them on the black market, I guess, and trade them with other people and sell them to other people, and get the artifact that you either need or that you don't have yet. Then after that, you have the prestige button, which, well, it lets you prestige, which is basically like a rebirth in any old simulator game. And yeah, in order to prestige, I'm pretty sure that the only requirement is that you catch a certain amount of fish, and after you do that, you can prestige, and you can unlock a bunch of new different perks. Some of the perks you unlock are either Game Pass exclusives that you would otherwise only be able to get through Game Passes, or they are completely new and unique buffs that just improve your quality of life in general. Then you have the profile, where you can just see your profile, you can see what kind of boats you have, you can change your title, you can change the skin of the boat that you're wearing, you can do a bunch of different stuff in there, okay? You can see your stats, you can see how long you've been playing the game, how many fish you caught, how many black pearls you caught, etc, etc. Then you have the Fishipedia, which there's not really that big of a use for. I mean, it's just like an encyclopedia that shows you all the different types of artifacts and fish you caught, but catching artifacts and fish and filling out the Fishipedia does nothing for you, I'm pretty sure. I mean, listen, this game is in beta, so like, if the developers in the future add some kind of a bonus to filling out the Fishipedia, I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, for now, it's just like a little encyclopedia just showing you everything that you caught through that secondary fishing method. Then you have the updates button, where you can check the updates. Then you have the inventory, where you can see all the artifacts and fish that you currently have in your inventory. Then you have the settings button, where you can like obviously change your settings. Then you have the guild button, where you can actually create or join different guilds in this game, because yes, this game has guilds and has teams. And if you're in a guild or a team, you can earn extra rewards during tournaments, because there's actually a couple different tournament brackets whenever a tournament happens. There's a bracket for solo play, where it just ranks how well you did as a solo player, and then there's a bracket for guilds, where the game ranks how well you did inside of your guild if you're inside of one in the first place. And then last but not least, you got the Minesweeper application, and it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's just Minesweeper, but with a fish skin stapled over it. But yeah, man, this game is pretty crazy. I mean, when I first hopped on into it, I really wasn't expecting a lot, but then I finally played it, and I was met with a really cute art style, a really cute idea, and some pretty in-depth gameplay. Honestly, that is pretty creative and innovative. But yeah, overall, gang, go play the game. That's all I have to say. Just like with all my other videos, you know. Yeah, I suggest you guys go play the game if you're interested in idle games or incremental games, because this one is pretty cool. But yeah, without any further dilly-dallying, that is really all I have to say for this video. See you later, everyone, and goodbye.